Hey everybody, Rob here at etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best hitch options for your 2015 Mitsubishi Mirage. So we're going to have two options for our Mirage. Up top here we're going to have the Class 1 Curt, and then right below that we're going to have the Draw-Tite, which is also going to be a Class 1. Now me personally, if it were me looking for a hitch for my Mirage, I would go with the Curt for a few different reasons. But let's take a closer look at each one of the hitches and look at some of the upsides and downsides to each one. Now if we really look at our hitches, that's going to tell us the first major difference. It's going to be the design. Our Curt is going to have this straight cross tube going across right by the receiver. But our Draw-Tite is actually going to have the cross tube angled back pretty far. And the big benefit to that is it's going to be less visible, but both of the cross tubes are going to sit below the bumper. So here we have our Curt installed on there so you can really see what it looks like. Now again, that cross tube is sitting right below the bumper. However, our Mirage sits pretty low to the ground, so the only time you're really going to see that is if you duck down and really start looking underneath. So I don't think it's too much of an eyesore because our receiver tube is going to be pretty close to the end of the bumper here, and that cross tube does sit back a little bit, again being really close to the ground. Now a really small thing that I prefer on the Curt over the Draw-Tite is the receiver tube end. The Draw-Tite here is just going to have a flush cut, and it's not bad looking, but it's going to be a personal choice in how you like your hitch to look, whereas the Curt has this reinforced collar. It's got a nice rounded edge to it, and I just think it has a more finished look to it. Aside from the aesthetics differences, there's really only one more difference between our hitch, and that's going to be the weight capacities. Both of our hitches are going to have a 200-pound tongue weight, and that's going to be the maximum downward force at the end of the receiver tube. The Curt is going to have a 1,500-pound gross trailer weight rating. That's how much it can pull, but that does include the trailer and everything loaded on it. But the Draw-Tite is going to bump it up to 2,000 pounds. Now with all those numbers in mind, you do need to check your Mirage's owner's manual because ultimately both of these hitches are going to be limited to what the car can handle. Now the last thing I'd like to talk about is the installation process. Both of these are going to be pretty similar. However, I feel like the Curt has a little bit of an upper hand because it's going to be a little bit easier to install. They both are going to use the factory mounting locations and there's no drilling required. However, you may have to enlarge an existing hole to get some hardware in place. But the Draw-Tite is going to require you to lower the exhaust. So no, it's not going to take it to an extreme level of time that it's going to take to do, but it's just a few extra steps. So again, I kind of lean towards the Curt. A lot of small little things that kind of give it an upper hand, but once you add all those things together, I really feel like this is a nicer hitch, and it's going to do the same thing that each of them are going to do. So why not choose the easier one to install that'll still look nice? With all that being said, again, I'm Rob here at etrailer.com, and I hope this information has helped you whenever you're looking for a hitch for your Mitsubishi Mirage.